Hi everybody, I wanted to give a brief rundown of our application 8 here so that everybody's kind of on the same page and knows what's going on. So I have app 8 opened here on my computer and I'm just going to walk you through it. So the first thing you need is you need to make sure the data analysis tool pack is installed in Excel, and I don't know if it is in the lab or not. I am using here the latest version of Excel. You might have a slightly different version of Excel, but hopefully you can figure it out. So to make sure it is installed, you're going to go to File, Options, then you're going to come down here on this left side to Add-ins, and then you'll see it in this list, but you actually need to go down here, Manage Excel Add-ins, Go, and if Analysis Tool Pack is not checked, you want to check it, and then click OK. Then when you come to your data toolbar, you'll see over here data analysis. Okay. So our first question asks us to calculate an independent or two samples t-test for the following data. We will have gone over a t-test in class and the difference between independent and matched, but you may just want to remind them. In this case, we're looking at different groups. So what we have here is we have a sample of 5 business travelers and a sample of 5 leisure travelers, and how much money they spent on food and beverage. And we're trying to find out, is there a difference? So we're going to just click on data analysis up here. And then I've already got it, but you can see these are in alphabetical order. We're going to come down. Excel doesn't always use the same terminology, but what you're looking for is t-test, to sample, assuming equal variances. So you're going to click OK. And you can tell I've already been playing around in this. So normally you're going to open this and it's going to be blank to start with. So let's start it that way. Okay, so you're going to now grab each of your ranges. So our first range, I'm just put the cursor in there. It's my business travelers. And then my second range is my leisure travelers. You're going to leave this hypothesized mean difference alone. I clicked labels because I included them in my range. That's my business and leisure labels. I think it makes it look neater, but you don't have to. And then you can decide if you want the output on the same sheet or a new worksheet. I always just do it as a new worksheet. I don't know. I think it's easier to read. So you're going to click OK. And then you're going to come over here and you're going to have this chart that looks a little confusing, particularly if you're not used to it. So you're going to have to break it down for them. First thing you may want to do is spread out this column A so you can see it. So this should be able to tell you what the mean means. Variance we're not going to cover, although we will cover standard deviation. So if you're feeling like being really geeky with them, you can square root the variance and get the standard deviation. Observations, they should be able to tell you what that is. They're not going to know pooled variance, degrees of freedom, any of this. What you are looking for here in this case is the p-value for the two-tailed test. And I'm not sure they really need to know this, but you may want to tell them that the reason we do two-tailed is because we're predicting that there will be difference, but we don't know in what direction. So it's two-tailed, and we are looking here for a number below 0.05. Right, so we tell them in this case it's 0.04. So what that means that there's a roughly 4 out of 100 times we're going to get a different answer. So there's a 4% chance that our results are random. But as long as it is 0.05, it is statistically significant. You don't, when their next question, and we'll come over here, is going to, what does this analysis tell you? Some of them are going to say it's statistically significant. But we need to make sure they understand what that means when they say that. Okay. The next question is similar. It is a sportsmanship scale between 1 and 200, and you've got preseason and postseason data. So here you are going to do, again, data analysis, but we're choosing a different test. We're actually in paired sample for means. So remind them this is when we're looking at one group across 2 points in time. And then the rest is just the same here. So I'm gonna got preseason data there. I've got postseason data there. Labels. I'm gonna okay. And again, we're probably gonna spread this out. We're looking for two-tailed value. Again, it looks like we have a significant result at p equals 0.04. They're going to do that same thing for basketball sportsmanship scores, and then they can tell you what that means, what the two means. Okay. Then we're going to get down to a correlation matrix, and we have two columns. One is a life satisfaction score, and the other is number of hours of TV they watched. So I'm not exactly sure what the scale is on life satisfaction, but let's say it goes to 30. And that hours of TV, that's obviously self-explanatory. So again, we just click on data analysis, but this time we're going to find correlation. We're going to click OK, and our input range here is all of this data. It is sorted by columns. We do have labels, and we will have gone over correlation matrices in class, so they should know this, and this is going to be a fairly simple one because you really only have one relevant number here, and that's this satisfaction to hours of TV, which is of course a negative 0.93. So then they should be able to tell you that as number of hours of TV increases, life satisfaction decreases, and that's what that means. Okay. The next question is descriptive statistics. So we want them to be able to do average or mean, which you may remember is just equals average. We want them to be able to do mode, which is just equals mode. You can ask me about this if I'm going too fast. And you will get a not applicable here, and that's because there is no mode. So they're gonna kind of go, what, huh? So make them think about that. And we're gonna do median, and I'm going to just clean up this formatting a little bit here. Bear with me. So median. Okay. And I keep messing up the formatting. I want median. There we go. Okay. They're also going to do standard deviation, which is just equals stdev. I think I've done it a long time. Yep, that'll work. And min, so equals min, and then max equals max. And then at the moment, I don't think there is a range calculation in Excel. No, there's not. But if between the min and the max, they can now tell you what the range is. Then we have this question, what does the mean of sex tell you? Which is, of course, is a trick question. It doesn't tell you anything at all. You cannot calculate a mean on nominal data. And then the next questions are just interpretive. If you wanted to compare the life satisfaction with age, which statistical test would you use? So here we're asking what's the relationship between the two of them. So you use a correlation matrix. 5.2, if you wanted to compare life satisfaction by biological sex, which statistical test would you use? And again, I would do a correlation matrix here. Actually, I take that back. I knew that wasn't right. It's too late. You would probably do a t-test, an independent t-test here. So you'd have one group of males and their life satisfaction scores, one group of females and their life satisfaction scores. Independent t-test. And then 5, you wanted to compare the change in life satisfaction from the beginning to end of a TR program. Which statistical test would you use? And this is a paired or matched pairs t-test. I forget what's the terminology that Excel uses. It's always slightly different. They use a paired two sample. So same thing there. Okay. So that is the lab in a nutshell. I know that they did that pretty quickly. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.